We're here today to be able to look at the Surface Hub and show you some of the features and functionality of the device. This device I have here is the 55-inch version. It also comes with an 84-inch version too. The 55-inch has a HD screen, full HD screen, and the 84-inch has a 4K resolution screen. Both of the devices have two cameras on either side. There is also sensors on either side of the device as well, so it knows when someone walks into the room and the screen will automatically light up. There is a microphone array across the top of the device as well, and this allows you to be able to, for the sound to be able to be picked up when you're in a video call, and the cameras will automatically switch depending on whereabouts you're stood. I can see that I've got the menu on the screen here as well. This will allow me to be able to see the different applications that I have here. I can see at the moment I'm on the home menu, and this allows me to be able to see that I've got a meeting coming up here with Rob, and I've also got the Skype, whiteboard and connect functionality here. These are the three focus areas of the device which we'll be touching on later on. You can also see the other applications here. So we have Microsoft Edge, and we've got the Office applications as well. I'll touch more on the Office applications in a moment. I can also see all of the applications here on the device. There is a range of different applications that is available in the store, and they can be installed on the device through the admin settings. I've then got my meetings and files, and this is where it becomes a very, very interesting proposition. What this allows me to be able to do is sign into the device using my Office 365 account, so my email address and my password. This then allows me to be able to then see my meetings that I have within my Outlook, and I can also see my recent files, and it gives me access across all of the device to be able to access my OneDrive for Business, and also sign into the whiteboard to be able to have a collaborative whiteboard with other Surface Hub devices. It means that if your customer is using Office 365, this is the perfect device for them to be able to consume all of their Office 365 applications, as well as being able to access their Office 365 portal within the browser just by going to office.com, and then they're able to access their Office portal directly on the device without even then needing to sign in further. We're then going to take a look at some additional features within the device and start to look at those focus areas of Skype on the whiteboard, and also the Connect feature as well. The device, as you can see here, I'm on the screen, has got the date and time, as well as I can see that Rob has invited the Hub to a meeting as well. We've got the three focus areas, which is the Skype, whiteboard and the Connect feature as well. And I've also got the ability to be able to sign into the device to be able to see my meetings and files. I'm going to be able to join this meeting that Rob has set up here, so I'm just going to tap on there once, and it automatically opens the meeting here, and it opens the whiteboard. So I'm just going to minimize this over to the left-hand side. I'm going to show you the functionality of the whiteboard here so you can see how easy it is to be able to use. There are two pens on either side of the device, and I can just pick the pen up and get my ideas down onto the screen. I've got a range of different pens that I can use across the bottom, as well as other features such as the ruler over on the left hand side there to be able to then draw straight lines. There are also other features within here as well, such as ink to shape and ink to table, which will allow me to be able to very easily draw tables on the device to be able to structure my notes. And these are also flexible tables as well, so if you do need to extend them in any direction, then you've got the ability to do that too. If I want to move between the different applications, I can tap on the Start button at the bottom, and this brings up the menu. And you can see that we've got those three focus areas again being able to be shown here. I've got the Skype, as we've looked at. We've got the whiteboard, which we have here, and we also have the Connect functionality as well. Connect allows me to be able to project another device, another Windows 10 device to the screen, and it also allows the inkback and touchback capabilities of Windows 10 to be utilised from the touch screen here. If I connect my device, this will allow me to be able to connect my device once I log into the device, and when I've got my device here, this will then be able to project my screen and give me the inkback and touchback capabilities. So I can now see my desktop is displayed clearly on the screen. Where I have the tick box checked that allows mouse touch and pen then it means that I now have the capabilities to use the touch interface on the screen here while it is controlling my Windows 10 Surface device. If I need to be able to display an application that is not native on the device, then it means I have the ability to show any application that is installed on my Surface and then be able to display it on here and interact with that as well. It also means that if I need to be able to share content with my colleagues, then using the snipping tool at the top left hand side, this will allow me to be able to take a screenshot of what it is I'm working on and then be able to import it into the whiteboard application. It then means I can take that screenshot, I can then bring it into my whiteboard application, and I can then highlight specific areas within there to be able to really bring to life the content that we're looking for. If there are other elements that I want to be able to bring in, then I can also use the search capability at the bottom left hand side, and this will actually allow me to be able to then show will allow me to be able to import images into the whiteboard as well, and I can then manipulate these to be able to move them around, and I can change the size of them as well. Again, if I then need to be able to move to the internet browser, then I have the internet browser here. And I can very simply use the touch screen to be able to use the keyboard on there. And if I go to the website, then this will also allow me to be able to pull in images and pull in any content from here as well. So again, I can use the snipping tool at the top left hand side, and that will then allow me to bring in this content from the internet. I can move that around, and I can change the size of it if I need to. He says. If I also then need to be able to sign into the device to be able to access my files, then I can do that as well. If I go to My Meetings and Files within the menu, I can see I have the option to be able to sign in. I'm going to sign in as myself, and then I just need to authenticate. And this will now give me access to my files that are stored in my OneDrive for Business, and also be able to access my meetings that I have in my Outlook. That will then apply the policies that is required by Microsoft to the device, and you'll then see that my files will start to appear on the screen in a second. This now means that I can actually go to a meeting, I can go and see a supplier such as yourself, and be able to actually access my files that are stored in my OneDrive for Business in my Office 365 account. If I then want to be able to load any of these files here, I can just tap on and they will load up from the device. It also allows me to be able to see meetings that I have coming up, and I can just swipe across to be able to see any meetings that I have in my Outlook itself. With the whiteboard, once I have actually finished with the whiteboard, then I can share the content from here to all of the people that are in the meeting. It will allow me to be able to then email it, or I can send it to my OneDrive. If I want to be able to email it, then I can just tap on email. You'll see that the meeting organizer automatically is populated within there. I can tap all invitees, and it will automatically bring in all of the people who received the meeting invitation. They will be sent a copy of the whiteboard, both as a PNG file, and they'll also receive it as a .1 file, which you can then open into OneNote. You can add any message in there, and then you can just tap on send, and that will then automatically send that out, and people that will then receive that as an email in their inbox, and they can then open the file into their OneNote. At the end of the session, what they're then able to do is tap on the end session button. This is probably the most important button, as this will actually erase the information that's stored on the device. It means that anybody can walk up to the device and use it, but it also means it's important to ensure that you've shared all the information off the device once you have finished with that. It means it will remove all of the files from there and then allow you to be able to continue to have access to the device. That's pretty much everything from me, so thank you very much for your time.